Joining me right now is the Governor for County number 33, that's Narok, Samuel Tunai. Thank you so much, Governor, for joining us. We can't come to the Mara and not have a conversation about it because in the recent past we've had a bit of encroachment by people putting up hotels and all manner of structures, and this is sort of affecting the ecosystem. Are you concerned about this as the county government, and what are you doing about it?
Thank you so much, Nyabola, for having me.
Yes.
First of all, I want to put facts right. The Maasai Mara Game Reserve is 1,510 square kilometers, and the Greater Mara covers about another equivalent number. So it together is about 3,000 square kilometers, which is approximately 800 acres. That is the Mara ecosystem, the Maasai Mara, and the land outside the Maasai Game Reserve, which is under conservation. Now, this great reserve, of course, we inherited it from the de facto local authorities, that is the Narok County Council.
Yes.
And the de facto also Transmara County Council. And in this great reserve, the Mara Triangle, is under the Mara Conservancy. And I am a founder member of the Mara Conservancy. And we did it for the right thing. We brought in a public-private sector partnership because we realized that we needed skills from the private sector to come and work together with the public sector for the better sustainability of the Maasai Mara Game Reserve. As you know, this great reserve now, the Mara Triangle, is well managed. Yeah, it is about 500 square kilometers, and there are only 2 lodges and camps. That is the Mara Serena and the Little Governors. So there is no better, conservation or management of that part of the reserve than what we have done. All right. We have not allowed any lodge or any camp in that side.
Fair enough, but still on that, a report done by the Mara Conservancy that you talk about sometime last year found that tourist numbers are on the rise, especially during the wildebeest migration in July all the way to October, and this has affected the spectacle in itself, because when you have so many people coming into the Mara, and some of them even go as far as into the same positions that the wildebeests cross as they head down to Serengeti. This, according to that report, and so many other reports that have been tabled out there, have affected the same ecosystem to the extent that even climate change has also contributed to some of the change in patterns that we are seeing.
There is a serious misconception that Mara only exists during the Great Migration period. The Mara is as beautiful on the side outside, the migration period. Yes, we are busy. We are busy during the migration.
Yes.
But the period after the migration, the Mara is not busy. And even then, because of the good management structure which is working at the Mara Triangle, they are able to control the movement of tourists. They are able to ensure that the wildlife are properly protected. They are able to control the flow of tourists. There's never been a crisis before. So where I sit really is, yes, the numbers are there, but we are managing and we are controlling them. And that's why we still actually want more tourists to come to the Maasai Mara Game Reserve, especially on the period outside the migration.
There have also been reports that have been done that say the Mara might not exist, at least the 8th wonder of the world, the migration in itself, might not exist within the next 2 years because of issues of climate change and the rise in numbers as well, really. Surely there must be a problem there that needs to be addressed.
Nyabola, I want to assure you that the Mara will always be there as a county government. Our first priority is to conserve and protect the Maasai Mara Game Reserve for posterity, for future generation.
Okay.
How are we doing that? Let me just explain. One, today, all the land outside Maasai Mara Game Reserve, which is also within our county integrated development plan and our land use policy, is put under conservation. The Maasai Mara, the Mara Conservancy is the pioneer conservancy around this area, and this is why, as a policy, we decided that all this land outside the game reserve is also put under conservation. That's why today we have Koyaki Conservancy, you have Naiboshi Conservancy, you have Siana Conservancy, you have Leme Conservancy, you have Olchoro Conservancy. Any acre of land which is added to conservation is creating a buffer zone and therefore sustaining the Maasai Game Reserve, which is what we want. So I want to assure all the stakeholders that this game reserve will be here until the time Jesus comes.
Okay.
And we as a county government are committed. Today, my priority as governor is not even about so much how many tourists are entering the Maasai Mara Game Reserve. It's about protecting and sustaining the Maasai Mara Game Reserve. And this is why we are doing. The other thing we are doing is today, when I took over as governor of this great county, we actually legislated, my county assembly legislated, and we created, we provided a law that says that 19% of the park fees, we collect as revenue in this game reserve goes directly to communities around the game reserve, so that they are also, enjoying the benefits of this game reserve. That way, then we are able, and that is why, in these conservancies today, which the county government is supporting, the landowners are benefiting. They are getting, income from their parcel of land, which they are put under conservation. Okay. And this is why they are always prepared to put more land into conservation, because they are getting also benefit from it.
You have automated revenue collection, of course, but we understand there are still some loopholes, and some people with the deep political connections are taking advantage of the system to perhaps manipulate that automated system and gain out of it?
Nyabola, when we took over, of course, we found that at that time, revenue was collected manually, and the county government was losing so much revenue. Okay. And this is why, also in line with the Public Finance Management Act, we had to automate revenue collection. And after we did that, we were able to double our collection of revenue.
Tunai, Governor, we were talking about the Mara before, but let's shift gears and talk about pending bills within Narok County. We understand to the tune of about 600 million shillings. Why are you not paying the bills?
Thank you. First of all, Nyabola, for government, that's not so much a bill, but of course we feel for our contractors or suppliers that really they need to be paid for what they have done. But what we did is, as a county government, we actually did procure for an audit, because we needed to audit some of the bills, because we realized that some of the bills are not actually factual, and therefore it took some time before that is done. We were also later joined by the Auditor General, as a national government through IPEC had asked the Auditor General to also conduct an audit of the pending bills, which they did also. And we have been paying very, very well. As you realize, when we started, actually it was almost about more than $1 billion, but we have been reducing that bill. And I can assure you that in less than a year, all those bills
they'll be done. I have two case examples. There's one Gladys Chemutai of Kibiniko Enterprises, who constructed roads in Kilgoris. You owe her 24 million shillings. The woman is stuck with huge hospital bills she needs to pay. There's another gentleman by the name Stanley Leshaw, who did roads and markets and perimeter walls also in Kilgoris. Your county owes him 120 million shillings. He's currently bedridden in India. Some of these bills are actually causing so much pain to the people who are affected.
Thank you. For both of them, actually we are disputing. It's under dispute. And I can assure you that some of them we are not going to pay, because we have audited and we have found that there are actually some of the bills have been magnified, and we are not going to use public money to pay for work which has been not done.
Magnified by who?
We have audited, we have done the audit, and we are going to follow the audit. I know that from the audit, the amount is not what they are saying.
Who then exaggerated the amounts?
That's what we are saying, that, you know, when you carry a notice, this is when you find that, you know, that the claim from the contractor is not actually factual. And
So
we can
who
only
entered the
pay
wrong
it.
figures?
Yeah, we verify, we do the verification.
Okay.
And you say, the contractor say that you have done this, we do our own audit, and from our own audit, that is not the amount we owe.
How much do you owe then?
And therefore,
Gladys?
what we are doing is, we are only going to pay for work done. And the reason why that bill is still not there, because we are not agreeing with them on the amount. We are disputing it. And
They've
going to pay what we've agreed.
Yes, they've also written letters to the DCI, to the Auditor General that you speak about, asking for their money. So what I don't understand is who exactly exaggerated the bills?
Because it's the contractors themselves.
Okay.
Because they bring a claim which is not factual, and we are not going to pay what we know for work not done. As easy as that. And we really, you know, you can go anywhere you want, but at the end of the day, you will pay somebody for work done.
All right. Let's move on to something else about development. I've had a chance to go, you know, all around the county, and I've seen quite some work in terms of roads and other facilities, hospitals, and water resources as well. What would you say are some of the achievements you've made within the last 6 or 7 years that you've been in power, and what still needs work? Because there's still a lot that needs to be done.
Thank you so much, Nyabola. And as Narok County government, when we took over in the year 2013, you know, Narok was very much underdeveloped. Narok was one of the marginalized counties, as you know. It's a pastoral county. And therefore, where we did start, we are not at the same level with some of the counties. And thanks to devolution, that today Narok has changed so much in all the sectors. I must also say that Narok County government is one county which is working very closely with the national government. And this is why we have been able to achieve so much, because we understand our functions as county government, and then there are those functions of the national government. But when you come to Narok, we are able to work together seamlessly for the benefit of the people of Narok. Now, to start, health, for example, the Narok District Hospital then was in very bad state. Over the last 6-7 years, today is a state-of-the-art hospital. Thanks to our partnership with the national government, today there is an MRI, there is a CT scan machine, there is dialysis. Before, people used to go to either Nairobi or Referral Hospital in Eldoret to get a dialysis machine. Today the machine is there, well functioning in Narok and Kilgoris hospitals. We do have a state-of-the-art ICU today, well functional, HDU, well functional, and the same to Kilgoris Hospital and a number of other health centers and dispensaries which we have brought up. We also are working with the Red Cross. You know, we are able to procure the services from the Red Cross.
Yes.
Ambulances. Today in this county, we have ambulances positioned in a very strategic location across the county, whereby
there's 11 of them.
For any
about 11, yeah.
patient today, you can be taken from your home to any hospital in this country free of charge.
Right.
This is one of the great success stories. We have employed over 450 health workers today who are serving the citizens of this county across all the hospitals and health centers and dispensaries. So in the health sector, I mean, there's so much which has happened. Education. In the education sector, this is where one sector we have invested heavily. My county government, in spite of the fact that education, you know, secondary and primary is a national function, through our CIDP, you know, we realized that we really needed to support the infrastructure of so many primary schools. To date, we have used 2.5 billion shillings in the last 7 years to put up school. In some instances, we constructed new schools from scratch, girls' schools especially.
All right,
for
Governor, we are a bit out of time.
Dormitories and so forth.
Yes.
I also have to, I must mention about the bursary fund.
Yes.
You know, every term.
Okay.
In the last 2 weeks, I just released 60 million shillings to go and pay for the needy children in this county.
All right, 15 seconds, Madaraka Day preparations, just 15 seconds. It's coming to Narok for the first time, a National Day celebration, and there's been a lot of investment in that. 15 seconds, preparations for the Madaraka Day.
First of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank His Excellency the President, Uhuru Kenyatta, for giving Narok County a chance to host the National Day celebration. As a co-chair of the National Celebration Committee, we have been working very well with the national government in preparation. Today, the Narok Stadium is state-of-the-art, is ready. Yes. The roads has been done in Narok town. We have a bridge, thanks to our Kenya Defence Forces, a bridge which I'm still requesting that the national government, Excellency the President, that bridge remains with the people of Narok. All right. And there is today a mini state lodge in Narok. Yes. In fact, I want to request His Excellency the President that he be there after Madaraka. You know, he be conducting some of his national functions at the Narok State Lodge. All right. So much has happened for the cooperation we're working together with the national government.
Thank you so much.
And where I sit, I want to tell the country that Narok is ready to host the Madaraka Day celebration.
Thank you so much. That's a good place to end it. Thank you so much, Governor for County number 33, Samuel Tunai, Tunai, for speaking to us. And